7:25 right now. You know, two hazing allegations rock an area high school and college. So we're breaking down those two cases at Niles North and Wheaton College with attorney Antonio Romanucci.
Coming up on 7:30, welcome back. We continue to follow this morning's top stories, beginning with shocking allegations of hazing against a suburban high school team.
That's right. Some members of the varsity football team at Niles North are under criminal investigation. Fox 32's Rafer Weigel has that story.
A suburban school splintered over a scandal after hazing allegations arise involving the varsity football team. Sources say the accusations are that several upperclassmen held down an underclassman and assaulted him. It even had a name. They called it Code Orange. Skokie police are conducting a criminal investigation over the incident and spent the afternoon interviewing players, coaches, and parents.
I was very shocked.
Sophomore Trevor Rosenfeld said it was all the kids talked about in school today, and he believes the claims are true.
I do not have any doubt. I mean, this seemed to have spread extremely quickly.
How many kids did you say were talking about it today?
Oh, easily over 20.
Trevor said he was told not to talk to the media by the school, but he chose to anyways.
I believe that something needs to happen, and if no one talks about them, nothing will happen.
Parents we spoke to were outraged or concerned,
If it happened to my son, I'd be furious.
while other students were skeptical.
I don't know. I don't think it happened.
You don't think?
I don't think it should have or would have.
You think you would have heard about it if it happened?
Yeah, definitely.
Before last night?
Yeah.
Or felt the allegations were overblown.
Again, that was our Rafer Weigel reporting. So the criminal investigation at Niles North comes after hazing allegations rocked Wheaton College last week. 5 football players are now charged with felony hazing. The alleged victims, one of their own teammates who claims he was kidnapped and attacked, threatened with rape, and then dumped half naked onto a field while being tied up with duct tape.
All right, joining us now to break down both of these big hazing stories is attorney Antonio Romanucci. That's a fun name to say, by the way. We like that.
I won't give you my middle name.
But you know what? All right, but you're very familiar with all of this, hazing, and you've covered these. You've worked on these cases, these lawsuits. Very shocking. Maine West, Lake Zurich. And it still continues today. I got to imagine you're probably not shocked.
Well, I'm not shocked because, schools aren't doing what they need to do. One thing, the most important thing is oversight. Parental oversight, school oversight. Niles North is doing the right thing right now. They took immediate action. You've got to send a signal out as soon as possible to these children that what they're doing is wrong. And if you don't have consequences, they'll just keep doing it.
Well, what do you mean parental oversight? Like what? Like a panel of parents?
No. What I'm talking about is also at home and away from campus. While they're at school, coaches are supposed to be watching those children. You're supposed to be safe at school. But at home, parents have to have knowledge of what's going on with their kids when they're with their friends.
Young men behaving badly, nothing new. The thing that strikes me is the potential complicity. Coaches that may have known, other school officials that may have known and turned a blind eye. How much are they going to be looked at in this investigation?
Well, they're going to be scrutinized very, very heavily because that's what the police are going to want to know on Niles North. If something happened, they're going to want to know who knew and how long they knew about it because, hazing, it's usually not a one incident type of situation. It's a culture. So it goes on for a while. And it can go on while on campus when the coaches aren't around. They say that they don't know what's going on, but indeed they know that things are happening, but they just turn a blind eye, as you said.
So as an attorney, and you're trying to get this information from the police have to do their work before you can even get to your point. But how do you draw out that information? Because it's like a really close-knit community, and they kind of, stick together.
I can tell you from my experience, Anita, it's very difficult. It's spending a lot of time with the children. Sometimes it requires counseling. Sometimes it requires just a lot of talking to and just a lot of love because it doesn't come out easily.
Meanwhile, right now we're looking at those accused on the Wheaton hazing incident. Now, here's my question for you. It's one thing to go after high school kids. These are college kids. They're older. How does that change the scope of the investigation with regard to potential charges filed?
Well, it clearly changes the scope of the investigation because now here, as in Wheaton, they are looking at the actual students as being culprits, whereas in high school, if the coaches are complicit, the new laws now state that the coaches can be charged with hazing if they knew or should have known about this. So it does changes the scope quite significantly.
Oh, wow. You know, it's such a difficult subject matter because it hurts to hear that kids are going through this. They should be enjoying their high school years, their college years, and then they have something like this mar it for them. And I'm talking about the victims.
Well, of course. And what you don't want to see is that these children who are being hazed growing up with these psychological issues. And they don't realize, these kids don't know that when they're hazing somebody else, these aren't short-term issues.
Right.
It doesn't just go away in a day. It's a lifelong issue.
Going to have to be the last word. Antonio Romanucci, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.